Hello, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Pablo. I'm the industrial manager of Puma, and I'm here with my colleague Ricardo. He's industrial manager of our Monte Alegre unit. And we're here today to talk about a little bit how can this pandemic and this environmental setting of uncertain things led us to take many actions and attitudes in our factories that brought about some innovation. When the pandemic hit us and when things came from the world to Brazil, even before reaching our municipality, we are here in a small municipality in Brazil. We created a committee, we sat together and we started to define actions, even with this high level of uncertainty, prioritizing people here inside our units and also around us, our surrounding area here, in our where we are located. We play an important role in our society. All the products that leave from Monte Alegre and Puma, they are used in Brazil for many people and outside. So we are in supermarkets, drugstores, and Klabin is in this chain. So we took all these actions thinking about how we can maintain our role in society protecting people here. So when we talk about innovation, we talk about sharing ideas and new ideas. So today, the idea is to talk about how this sharing of ideas and how joining efforts and putting the teams to work together produce many things that are effective. There would never be generations by Puma team and Monte Alegre team alone. So we've been working and talking for the past 30 months, working really hard to keep people safe and protected, not only in our headquarters, in our facilities, but also to take this good practice to outside our facilities so they can replicate some good protocols. So, Ricardo, can you talk a little bit about our experience, please, and our results so far? Thank you, Pablo. My name is Ricardo Cardoso, and he introduced me briefly. I'm here at Monte Alegre Unity in Paraná state in Brazil, and we have been interacting quite a lot lately because we have businesses in our city. Here we have all in Puma, we have worked with celluloses, paper, closing to Pablo's unit. At his cellulose unit, we have our technology center, an interesting project department, and also a great forestry activity that is around us here. And have a very strong social responsibility for the things that we do and how we handle with or work with the society and the communities that surround us. As Pablo mentioned, when we talk about learning process, and innovation is a learning process. So how we can learn about things and put them into practice, how we can read what's going on, and the things that we don't know, how we can gain this knowledge and add value so as to produce the necessary results and serve the demands that come to us. And during a pandemic, which is this massive global crisis, something that belongs to Brazil but belongs to the entire planet, we made this huge effort, and I believe everyone that is participating in this Innova festival, we know that, right? It pushed us to find knowledge on the internet and use and put that on the hands of people so people can stay safe and also maintain the chains. Just to give you a little bit of context, here we have some clients participating in this event with us, and our position is key, especially when we talk about celluloses for toilet papers, for example, diapers, everything related to hygiene actually. So when you use this product to transport essential items in the chain, for example, cardboard, boxes, when talk about cars, it's very much connected to this transportation of food items to the shelves of supermarkets. So we play an important role in this chain, and we also should be responsible. It's a responsibility that we uh, knew, but now it's more evident than ever. And this work ended up speeding up its pace as a result of that. And we had to stop and reflect, what do we know and what else we need to learn so as to kick off this more intense care process, looking after people's health. And for me, Pablo, this reflection also is about something that is present in our day-to-day life, and it's in our learning process, which is creating the environment around us, creating and promoting this learning environment. It is in this space that the network process happens, and if we had to do it individually, we would struggle a lot. And during this kind of crisis, during such a critical moment that we have been living, it's more than a year now, and if you work together, things happen faster. And I believe by sharing ideas and building this environment, and even having or enjoying from the benefit of being geographically closer, even the process was even faster. And then when we created this crisis committee in Paraná, the same committee was also built in other areas. We had also a group of doctors, committee of doctors and health professionals that help us to, again, share knowledge, spread it across the company, and helped us to learn more about these preventative protocols, medical protocols, and it gave us the necessary support to teach these protocols in the factory. So please, I'd like to help me, and I'm going to talk about how this unfolded and also the work we're doing, how we are tackling that inside Puma and Monte Alegre, but also across Klabin company, and how do we do, or how do we go about these protocols and creating the safe environment so people can really use it and stay safe and healthy. That's it, Ricardo. This was a construction that was huge and involved the entire team. So when you talk about innovation, we always say that we share the same purpose. We talk about new ideas, sharing knowledge. So when this crisis hit us and we sat together to solve it, things start to emerge. So there are some words that are fashionable when it comes to innovation. For instance, hackathons. Ricardo, you might remember, we would spend weekends involving many teams from different departments and factories, and we sat together and exchanged ideas to find solutions. And out of this process, actually, out of this will to protect people, we had and generated some really interesting ideas. Even before we were at home, the idea was to find the most precise information to share. Even after 1 year into the pandemic, some pieces of information are controversial. So imagine in the beginning of the pandemic, and we were always concerned to present this piece of information in the most clear way to family members, employees. We innovated in our coaches. We increased the number of coaches. We measure the driver's temperature, and when you reach the factory as well, we would check everyone's temperature. We came up with a series of actions to ensure that collaborators were aware and danger of the pandemic and also the development of new protocols, and also ensuring that within our facilities they would stay safe and feel safe. So we had series of innovations. So in order to enter Puma and Monte Alegre's units, you you have cameras to check people's temperature. There is a hygiene protocol using hand sanitizers. It's compulsory to wear masks. And also, this camera detects if the person is wearing a mask or not, because it's compulsory to wear masks in our facilities. We innovated in our canteens and so on. So, all these happened through sharing good practices and knowledge, and as time passed by they improved. So innovation has some evolution embedded. A good idea can always be enhanced and improved, just like we seen Monte Alegre unit with good practice and they share with Puma unit and so on. Today we can see that innovation is a topic that we apply to our day-to-day life, as long as everyone is on the same page and sharing the same goals. So that's what has been motivating us. That has been our drive in our factories and outside the factories. So all these examples that I shared, and maybe Ricardo can share some more, they were only possible because we had this high level of motivation and because we shared experience. And we believe that this is true innovation, and that this is this drive to do more and do better. Can you share any other examples with us, Ricardo? Pablo, talking about the protocols, I believe that you listed them quite well. We have implemented them very successfully and efficiently. I also believe that the same thing happened in the plans of our clients, just like everyone, that we gave the conditions to do so because they participated in all the forums and they could do this practice or practical work at home within this huge network of collaborators, so that our operations would happen in the best possible way. And the idea was always to do the right thing, which is crucial for us. It's a Klabin's value, in fact. And again, to do it in the best possible way, to do your best. So that's how we have been acting. And as you said, this is an ongoing process that we have been going through for the past year. And in order to do our best, to give our best, we have to be in good shape. We have to be healthy. And the pandemic imposed this on us, and this is something quite strong, this speeding up when it comes to the human aspect, to look at the person, at the individuals, because people react in different ways. And it's a tiring process, right? The pandemic has been here for far too long, and it's a struggle, a day-to-day struggle and fight against this virus, and also to remain healthy and well. So when we have the protocols to be implemented, we can provide support to our teams and to their relatives as well, and family members, those that ended up with the virus. We monitor them closely, even for people who unfortunately have lost their loved ones or colleagues. And it was necessary for us as leaders to look at the human side, so that in our team we could give this emotional support to everyone, which is not a support in a group, but it's a one-to-one, on a one-to-one basis. And I think we have been making some great progress in that sense. And this was important and has been important to offer this kind of support. And when we talk about the protocols, is when we put them into practice that we feel safe and we stay and remain healthy. So by doing so, we can definitely do what we are here to do in the chain. This was something that I wanted to highlight, and it's going to be a constant learning process. Great. As we say, Ricardo, our products are made by people and for people. So that's why we have to look after them really well, and all our efforts in this past 13 months, more than 1 year, that we are fighting against this horrible virus and this pandemic, and the idea is to keep people safe and well, physically speaking, mentally speaking, and the idea is for us to contribute to society to the most that we can. And innovation was just a great tool that we used to achieve this greater goal. So when we look what the things that we have been doing, we are proud, and this has been motivating us. We suffer, of course, because of the circumstances, even if you're at home or if you are working in our facilities. Everyone knows someone that lost someone, and people also, they are not doing the things that they love, but what moves us is the fact that we have a role that we can play, and we can make this pandemic less worse, as we say, right? We can protect people more, and we can do more. That's what we have to think about it right now, right? Yes, Pablo. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the invitation for this chat. I thank you. I thanks the Inova team a lot, and you from the Inova Festival, and it's nice to see that you're doing good, and I wish you well. We have a long way to go, and we stay and we keep being healthy and creating this environment for people to do the things that make them healthy. And hopefully with the vaccines, we will have better days to come, and we won't have the old life, but also a life with more learning lessons. And I hope that this is a period for us to reflect, and I wish everyone to be better after this. And it's important to highlight this motto that every single virtue counts. So we create this environment, we promote it. It is an environment that every single attitude counts. So thank you very much. I wish you well, and I wish you a great festival for all of us. Thank you, everyone.